Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to make a customized key holder.
If you like the video, like and subscribe.
Alright, so this started out as a raw piece of walnut and we planed it a little while ago.
We were going to try a new thing and do some voiceovers here for you guys. What we're doing here is planing down this piece of wood. It is too wide for our joiner, so we've got a jig that we made that allows us to make it flat on one side, and then we can take that off and continue to run it through the planer on the other side, get this walnut all set up and ready to get into the CNC.
And it took me a little while to decide exactly what I wanted on it. But now I finally decided, and we are going to start out on the CNC to get the quote I want carved in. Alright, so these are the cam clamps that we have made. We made the wasteboard and there are threaded inserts down here. So that way we can put our clamps wherever we need to. And then when we get them placed, and sometimes we need our spacer.
I would highly recommend a wasteboard of some kind with clamps. You don't want to be messing up your main MDF board, and a wasteboard will just help you protect that.
We are going to use the 60-degree vBit. Alright, but since we need an end mill to use the probe correctly, I have an 1/8 inch end mill in, so we're going to use that to get the sides first, and then we will switch out to our vBit and get our Z-axis, the height.
Here's the keyboard you guys have asked a few times about. What we're doing with this is we can actually control the machine wirelessly. We can use the arrow keys here to move the machine left and right, up and down, X and Y axis. We can use the page up and page down. That is the Z axis. And then it actually, you can use 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that changes your incremental speed. So if we look up at the speed, and then we hit 3, right? So that's the presets on the increments, and that's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this allows us to control the machine without needing a mouse, and it's super handy.
Alright, so we have to leave enough room here to use our gator clip for the probe. So we'll leave it down there a little bit. Alright, so now that we have the vBit in, we are going to do the Z-axis probe again, because this could be at a different height than our end mill. Now that we have it all ready, we are going to turn it on and shut the doors and go ahead and run our program.
We have used a few different programs to do V-carving and the different CNC work. The one that I have found we like the best is Aspire. And Aspire for me has been the easiest to do everything in. It's got a much more robust way of doing tool pathing than say like Fusion 360, and it is a purchased program, so it does come with that, but it's helped in the long run speed up the processes and just make you much more efficient. This is a 60-degree vBit from Whiteside. It's also very nice bit and has improved the performance. We used to always run all our paths twice just to make sure to get all of those little carvings out of there, but this one has made that almost not needed.
So that turned out perfect. Now in these open areas here, we do want to laser some images. We would have put the whole thing in the laser, except this is a bit big. And so we are using the laser because it's going to give us more detail than we can get with the CNC. So we're actually going to use the atom stack for this. The board is way too big to put in the CO2, and the portability of the atom stack is what makes it easiest to use on here.
All right, so I just used some black acrylic paint in the letters that we carved out. I just wanted to make the words stand out a little better from farther away.
All right, we are on our atom stack laser. This is a 5-watt laser output, and we're going to run the 2 paths, one on each side. This is one that's meant to be portable, so it ends up working really well for what we're doing here, just because this board is rather long, and you can see the feet there on top and bottom. It's able to sit right down on top of that piece of wood without messing up where we need to align it. It did take a little bit of aligning just to get it exactly where I wanted it. The good thing is we could put the wood in place where we wanted it and then move it around within Lightburn. This does also have a little card, so it doesn't have to be plugged into Lightburn. It just helped in this situation to have it plugged in so that I could place it exactly where I wanted it on this piece of walnut. So we've moved it to the other side now. Would have loved to have been able to do this all at once, but it's just not big enough, and that's fine. We're able to move it around. I did put an extra little board in there, and what I'm using that for is to line it up to make sure that the board's not cockeyed compared to the laser. And it did help out. I did run into a little issue. You'll notice here that the picture is a little bit squashed. Something happened when it connected to Lightburn on the particular port, and it messed with the dimensions. Doesn't look as good as it could be, but it is for us. If I was doing this for someone else, this would have been a redo. Luckily, Aaron likes it, so we're going to keep it this way.
All right, so we went ahead and put keyholes in the back to hang it up. They're 16 inches apart, and we are just going to do a couple coats of clear satin polyurethane.
I did 3 fairly light coats on the back of it and the edges. That ingrain soaked up a ton of this, and then did 3 heavier coats on the front, making sure to get into all of these vBit grooves as well as into where it was burned. Now this is just a white Scotch pad. I've used it to buff in finishes before and tested it on the back first to make sure it got it nice and smooth, and it did. So that's all I'm going to do on the top as well, just buff it a little bit. Now for the hooks, I want them to all be in line with each other as well as spaced out correctly across the board. So I'm using this piece of painter's tape so that I don't scratch the wood while I'm doing this. And then I'm going to get out this square. We have set the height exactly where we want it there in the middle of the top screw. And I'm just going to scribe a line all the way across. So this board is, the halfway point was 13 3/4. So I'm marking the boards dead in the middle and then using this ruler to make marks every 2 inches. All right, we are going to use 7 hooks. I'm going to start with one in the middle and then do 4-inch gaps out on each side, 3 on either side of the one in the middle. And this is the placement where we liked it. And then I'm just using this nail to mark the spots. I did make lines across that center line where we want these, and then just for a start a little bit, then I will use a center screw bit. I'm just piloting the holes here. You can use whatever bit you want. I'm just using this because I'm going to use it in a second when I get the bottom part of the hooks. So very easily put in the top screws. It does take me a little bit to get these to sit straight hanging down because they're not straight down the edge. So it was a bit of an eye test and tightening it and then eye testing it again, but we got it really good. And now drill out the bottom holes and put the screws in that as well. Using, no. So here is the old one, and now this is the new one, all finished and in place. And it fits in very well with our entranceway. Got all the hangers up and it's looking great.
All right, here it is finished. It's awesome.
Yep. We tried the voiceover this time, which had been in the comments. Let us know what you guys think about that, and if you have any other ideas or things you'd like to see,
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
All right, thanks for watching.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.